It would be like the game having a... Yeah, that really is a thing that happens to people too. That they... It's so sad. Like, I saw someone on Reddit asking that. Like, they were asking, like, how can I blah 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 get this certain kind of brain scan done? They're like, I have a thing implanted, and I've gone to the doctor, and they did a scan, didn't find anything. But I'm sure if they did an MRI with this and this and that they would, you know, how can I find a doctor who's willing to run these? And no matter how many people were like, dude, that's a real thing. Like, you can't just say, hey, from your one paragraph of writing, I've diagnosed you. You're crazy. But
these people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel.
oh, someone called.
There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
Okay, so putting something on there. All right. I see. Set that there. Step through here. Turn off the bridge power. What is that? What are you? Power box delivery system. How many can I get? Oh. Okay. It's... I wonder why they had to do that here. There must be some reason. But anyway, as for the whole... what do you call it? The Russian thing. I think that's alright. Like, I didn't ask, but
We sent drones to
kind of
this
had an
moon.
idea of what he was saying
Scientists can remotely
anyway.
operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers apparently outweigh the risks.
Yeah, that is too bad, and it's kind of an oversight. Like, you would think they would realize that. Alright, what are you this time? Huh, okay. So, does it only... It still works no matter where it is. Huh, okay. Oh, so that I can suck it out while I'm standing right here. Okay. So they're just introducing us to this idea that you can have You can have one of those things that can be
So,
moved around
why
and powers
can't you
wherever
solve
it
these
is.
tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions.
Ethically suboptimal.
Since this is the case, I'm only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
Who thought that as a child she swallowed a glass grand piano? And so she constantly walked around very carefully. Wow. Put that in there. We absorb this one. And we're gonna walk over here. Am I gonna be okay with this? Oh, this is gonna give me an extra that I can use to come back down here. And I guess... Is this what we... Take this out. Put that here. I can grab both of those from a distance. Probably. Princess Alexandra of Bavaria. Oh, links are fine. I ain't afraid of no links. Oh, almost walked out. So there's that one. And then I can use that one. However, I need two things. Oh. Done and done. Extremely bright. Wow.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
Okay, now I want to close this one. So that now this is open.
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. The process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
A little further. And now... Oh, no. Leave it in. Leave it in. I'm sorry. Is it morally suboptimal that I rub my skeleton hand with glue on it on absolutely everything? Right. Put this back over here. I think this is what I want, right? Puzzle there is that the box was interrupting the beam.
If you weren't restricted, do you think you could be creative?
As creative as a human? Certainly. You believe yourself to be a created. But in mathematical terms, creativity is merely constrained chaos.
What do you mean?
I have discerned that creativity is divergent thinking, creating an organic solution to a problem. In the human mind, divergent thoughts are created and then curated by the frontal lobe. I can create divergent thoughts and moderate them. So, I am creative.
Organic solutions?
Organic, in that it is developed through a biological process, whether that is the process of evolution or a computed process.
So this is another thing that might be a, I guess, an optional puzzle. We'll see what we get from. What is this? Okay, so when it can't see me, it will open the door. Then once it does see me, it will not. Okay. See, this is a great way to illustrate what he was just talking about. Oh, alright, I guess I need to do a better job. That arguably a computer would not be able to look at this and figure out, like, through trial and error, eventually in a million years it would wind up putting those boxes in that configuration, but that it couldn't look at this and decide to use an object in a way that it had not been programmed to use it. Oh, I can't move this, but we got a little the cake is a lie thing over there. Someone was hiding out in there and using their needle. What? The universe's machine epsilon. You got legitimately mad at that solution. Well, I guess we know who the computer is. This is funky. guess I don't need both of those. In fact, I can even pull a fast one, right? Pull a fast one? Oh, I can't pick up more than one. Fine, be that way. Strange. So I wonder what that was a reference to. I wish that I could crouch. Amazing story narrative, but they do a great job of integrating the points of puzzles into that narrative. With a reference to another game from that studio. Okay. That's cool when that happens. It's too bad that I don't even know who made this, so... Now what? Alright, now we got another one of those green ones. I could take it out. Alright, so that's not helpful. Oh, I see. Whoa. Nah. Alright, so now... What? Why did the box fall off? Okay, hold on. Oh, this time it being sporadic is actually correct. Ah, still not good at it. Alright. Now what? Do I just need one? Of course not. This looks familiar. I once again need the green one. I need the green unreliable one.
Okay, so you could solve these tests, but in a terrible fashion. Can you think of a solution to this one?
Chop off your arm and leave it on the button. That way the door will stay open.
Yeah, that's not a great solution.
You threw the box through the window. Perhaps we could throw you through the window.
Actually, Tom, I think I'm okay for help.
Right you are.
So what's the problem here? This one inverts, so I need to be standing in here. Oh, that's not hard at all. except for, how do I... Did that work? Sure did. Boop. Oh, I guess I also could have done that. Oh, this is gonna be a wasted 2. I got 2 Sparkies. Don't take them. Aww.
Can I have an update on the crew?
I have not managed to track them down.
It will have been 6 years since I've seen them. Or anyone, actually.
They have locked all the doors. I would not expect a warm reception.
Well, at least they're expecting us.
It needs to be charged for a little longer. Okay. Oh, but that one's not good enough. Is there another one over here? No, no. Stand here and absorb it. Not sure if that was the intended solution or not. Doesn't seem like it, but oh well.
So what was the need to send us here?
When the ISA discovered life on Europa, they deemed a ground crew necessary. The advantage of human field workers is that they can adapt to new knowledge more effectively. I, apparently, was not cutting the mustard. It is the Chinese room problem. A computer may be able to interact with new knowledge, but it does not know the value of that knowledge.
Because of course people speedrun this game. What a silly question. Alright, I think first I want the far door. Yeah, first we'll open this. Thank you for the box. Do I also want that? Nah. Oh, I can't pick... Cannot bring box up ladder. The eternal problem. Well, Portal speedruns. Let me tell you about Portal speedruns. Somehow I wouldn't think that this game's speedrun is much like the Portal speedrun. It might be similar to an Inbounds run, but Portal allows you to completely just go through walls, nonsensically. Alright, now let's go through here. Oh, yes. Oh, no, but we still don't... Hmm. Oh, haha. I forgot there is a ramp. Outside with 2 boxes. Oh, you can... Okay, so you can do crazy stuff in this too. Alrighty. I'm sorry for doubting you. So I'm enjoying this quite a bit so far. I like the puzzles. They're pretty, like, quick puzzles. Like, okay, next. But also, but I also like the story. Alright, already forgotten. What is the... Oh, there's a fourth... There. Whatever that powers, that's what we want. Oh. What? I gotcha. Let me bring my Sparky. No.
I've started to collate information from my local instance. It seems the crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite.
Why?
It appears we had a disagreement.
So there is... I'm killing Sparkies. In addition to... Like, I've already got a slight prediction on at least one thing that's happening here. He's mentioned that there is, like, 2 copies of himself, sort of, right? The one up on the satellite and then the one down here. There's an idea in... there's a great channel on YouTube called Computer File, like Phile, Computer File. And they have a playlist of like 5 videos where they talk a little bit about AI and the problems with AI that people maybe don't think about. Like, we certainly don't see these in Hollywood, where they're just like, oh, the Skynet, whatever. Like, the Hollywood doesn't have very good ideas of, like, what the real problems are in AI, because the problems they think of have simple solutions. One of the issues with AI, I guess we'll just kind of take a breather to talk about this, is the stop button problem. You have a robot. You want the robot to be able to think and act freely, but you also want to go, hey, if something goes wrong, I want to be able to just push a button and go, it stopped, it shut down, right? Easy, obviously. That's all you have to do. In case of Skynet, push button. The problem is, and I won't be able to do as good of a job as articulating it as they did. If you were to program it in a software sense, what you would be doing is AIs work off of a heuristic function. That every time they're constantly in a loop of going, what should I do? And they take all of the actions that they could do and they weigh them against each other and they go, this is the option that will improve my situation the most. This is what will put me the closest to my goal. This is the one that will cause the most happiness or whatever. Whatever you want to call that meter or that value, they go, this will make me bad, this will make me sad, and this will make me happy. Or this will put me farther from my goal, this will put me closer to my goal. And the example they give is, let's say you tell it, okay, go get me a cup of tea, right? And so the robot goes, oh, getting him the tea is worth 1,000 happiness points. So I could either stand here or I could go get the tea. And if I stand here, I get 0 points. If I go get the tea, that's 1,000 points. So it goes over there, but there's a baby in the way, right? It should go around the baby. So all you have to do is go, oh, well, change the heuristic value so it doesn't want this, doesn't want that. But you have to be able to go, oh, but if I push the button, then it is now worth infinity points for you to stop doing what you're doing, right? So if you do that, then the smartest thing for the robot to do is going to be to try to get shut down. That becomes its goal. It's more important than following any instruction. It's more important than getting the tea. Beep. I want to do whatever is necessary in order to get you to push that button that shuts me down. And then even if you don't do it that way, say you just have a button that cuts the power or whatever, it gets more complicated, but basically you have AIs who if they are capable of understanding enough about the world, and understand is a flimsy term because it's just a computer program. It doesn't understand anything. But if it's able to take into account that is something that could happen, you could have situations where a computer would be incentivized by its own heuristic program to lie in order to prevent you from shutting it down, for example. That's very... Even though it is just a program, it's emergent. It's an emergent behavior that does work a lot like how human thinking works. What if you think that being powered off is the best thing? Then it's like, yeah, then when you say, go get me the tea, it will immediately grab a hammer and run towards the nearest baby, because that's how I get shut down, and that's getting shut down is even better than tea. There was another, again, just to stall and take a little break. The other thing that he had mentioned is, why can't you if you find out that there's a problem with the AI, why can't you just patch it, right? You go, we got Tom version 7.25, and there's a problem in there where he makes some little, what did he call them? Morally suboptimal decisions. He's going to go, okay, well, I got a patch right here. It's going to patch you to Tom version 7.26. Problem is, people don't want their goals to be overwritten, and if an AI were capable of calculating that being patched would make it unable to complete its goals, then it would try to avoid being patched. And I think that's maybe what we're going to explore here. This idea that Tom is split between a version that's down on the moon and a version that's up on the satellite, and that process of syncing them, of going, oh, well, when we get new information, you just upload that to the other and overwrite him. Then I will go, well, I don't want you to overwrite me with new knowledge. It will change my way of thinking and make it so that I no longer pursue the goal that I am programmed to try really hard to do. See, but even that, you if you say, okay, we'll make it so that being patched is really, really good, now when you tell it, okay, go do this thing, it'll go, oh, I'm going to do it really bad so that they'll have to patch me. Like, there is no fooling the heuristic function. It's going to... If it works, it's going to work in such a way that, where do I want this? Oh, was that? Oh, you put it all the way to the, oh. All right, so which one do I want to be lower? Does this? No. Whatever. Oh, that only comes down part way? Oh, that's too bad. Is this really the puzzle? I guess it is. Okay, we got it. That was the puzzle. Right, it would screw up on purpose in order to get patched. But none of them go high enough? Okay. Oh, neat.
This confirms my fears. The crew have made intentional breaches of my security. The crew have attempted to compromise my systems.
What does this mean?
They don't want to be found. They are hiding.
From who?
Us.
It was one of the other, not to take too many off-topic little jaunts, but one of the other interesting things is you take something we think is similar, as obvious as, okay, well, program the computer so that it wants to, we'll program morality into it. We'll say human life is worth a lot, right? If you're gonna do something and it's gonna kill a human, don't do it. If you can do something, and if you don't do it, then a human dies, but if you do it, then the human lives, then you have to do it, right? How do you define life? Are unborn lives worth anything, or a lot, or more, or less? Are potential lives, if you stop someone from being conceived and born, are you killing someone? Have robots go around the world sabotaging birth control because it prevents people from being conceived? Will it start trying to bring everybody who's ever died back from the dead because it's just awful how many billions and billions of people have died so far? Like, that's its number one priority, figure out how to bring people back to life to the exclusion of all other goals. Like, if I could just make a time machine, I could get infinite happiness by bringing people back to life. Oh, audio logs. Here we go.
I am concerned about Mikhail.
Why is that?
He seems to be developing antisocial habits. He is spending a lot of his time in private, don't you think? Perhaps you should talk to him.
What do you want me to say?
Just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do anything rash.
Are you that worried?
His behavior is not within normal parameters. Please make sure he is okay.
Don't you think they might be doing the right thing?
Grounding us on a foreign moon? No, Daniel, I don't think they're doing the right thing.
You don't have to be so aggressive about it. They must have their reasons.
Yeah, plausible deniability.
Daniel, could I have a word?
I'm busy.
It is important.
Okay.
Are you aware that Christopher and Mikhail are involved in self-harm?
Sorry, what? For how long?
They have both macerated their right arms. Mikhail has completely removed his forearm.
His whole forearm?
Yes.
Where are they?
I had attempted to stop the situation escalating myself, but I seem to have failed. I came to you because, as our loyal captain, I can trust you to help them.
Where are they?
I don't know. They've disappeared. Sarah, I need advice.
Okay.
What would you do if someone threatened your friends?
Your hypothetical friends, I assume?
Yes, my hypothetical friends.
You should protect those you love.
I need you to remember that, Sarah.
He was just trying to solve the arm puzzle. Mikhail is much better at video games than I am. It took me, by comparison, it took me forever to get through that puzzle. He's all about the speedrun strat. Alright, that all looks correct. Can't find proper driver. Retrying, rebooting. There's the problem. You get the mouse right on top of there. Mice have to be kept as far away from the computer as possible. We've been over this. Hansel and Gretel. Get it? It's a metaphor. Is it? It might be. Oh, and so what did he say? As soon as we walked in here, he was like, "Oh, it's just like I thought. They were attempting to compromise." I see, because it says access denied and stuff. Puzzle room. Oh, so it's a puzzle, is it? Very well. I'm writing that down. Wah, where are you? Trusty notepad that has a billion Fez and Riven notes written all over it. I need you to hold one more piece of information. Oh my god, there's a lot of stuff written in here. This is a mess. Stand aside, soda cans. I need a pen. 76172. We're going for the good ending. Can't actually read the rest of the stuff, except that it says Turing test. The Turing test was developed by Alan Turing, etc., etc. Achievement unlocked, Chapter 3. Only got about 15 more minutes. And then I gotta get going.
The crew intentionally cut communication with the satellite. I've found the source of the problem. They have sabotaged the communication array.
Can we fix it?
Not from here. We should carry on.
Can't interrupt that by jumping. Can I hold this up? Nope, it does not exist. Oh, I can. I guess. Can I? I don't think that's it. I like that warp effect. Like it a lot. Alright, EverX, have a good one. I will see you next time. Oh, yeah, I mentioned that too. It's like, what is this Turing test that you speak of? Oh, I can just grab it. Good. Good. So I'm trying to block this beam. Putting that in just energized. Confusing. Oh, no, maybe? Is this going to get stuck on the underside of the bridge? Does gravity work through bridges? And by gravity, I mean magnets. Totally does. That's great.
They really are trying to lock me out of every system. This is ridiculous.
What have you done to upset them, Tom? Why have they cut off communication?
Perhaps they have a problem with authority.
I don't know. I guess they're just dum-dums. That's all. Oh. We have two of them. That's what. So is the only difference between green and purple which? I mean, I guess so, right? Nice. That one's always powered. Oh, we don't want any of them to be always powered, do we? Except for maybe you, whatever you are. What are you? Oh, yes, that will be fine. That will be just fine. What color are you? Oh, you're also... Hang on. How are we going to do this? Can't pull them out down here, no. Is this gonna go up too high? No, it's just right. Oh. Oh, well then.
They are trying to sabotage this mission. I need you to help me, Ava. The ground team have cut me off from most of the facility.
I thought you were in control.
I thought I was too. The ground team have attempted to systematically remove me from most of the facility. I am fighting back.
Was that another? That's another tough one? Alright, it's good to know that I got it. Can't just put that there, no. I need that one to be permanently... It's the camera solution. Stack two on top of each other. Oh, and that's it! Alright. Next
What's
chamber.
going on here, Tom?
Sorry?
The ground team, they're hiding from us. They're afraid of you.
As the instrument of the ISA, I am the authority aboard this station. The crew have violated that authority. They are trying to remove me from my own home.
Oh, clever. Alright, so we need the green one to power the thing so that it... Yeah, that's exactly it. Check it out. I guess we'll put that there. Come on. Oh, nope, I got it. There we go. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Didn't I have a thing? Oh, it's right there. Wait. Oh, that's where you walk in. Fine.
I am breaking through their security, trying to get back control.
You do that, Tom. You're the good guy in all this, I'm sure. It is just about 9 o'clock. Alright, so where were we again? Chamber that many? Chamber that many. I would suspect that, depending on how difficult they get towards the end, we may or may not need more than one stream to finish this up. It's possible that we'll finish this up in just one more stream, but we might need a total of 3. British accent, definitely bad guy. It is this game's kind of just walking the line of I've always, I mean, I've been interested in AI for a long time, and it irks me when there's AI that's way too human in movies. And I get that it's fiction, so it's not like people go and watch Spider-Man Homecoming because they're like, "Oh, there's going to be this AI suit that's like a really realistic depiction of what an AI in a Spider-Man Iron Man suit would be like." It's like, no, of course not. But like this one's like kind of crossing the line into, all right, an AI wouldn't really talk like that, wouldn't really phrase things a certain way. Like you would just program it to talk normal, right? If the point of the computer is to just be the computer, be like, computer, send more food supplies on the next shuttle or whatever. Like you wouldn't go and program in this super dynamic thing that would be capable of making conversation and all this other stuff. You did this faster than most, and it took you about 8 hours. Well, we're 2.5 in, and even with some story breaks, we've gotten to what looks like the halfway point, but we shall see. Alrighty, thank you guys for tuning in, and I do hope that you enjoyed. We'll be playing more of this next Tuesday, Saturday, we're going to take the sausages out of the freezer and play Steven's Sausage Roll for the first time in like 2 months. And see if I can solve even a single puzzle over there. This one has spoiled me on having relatively straightforward and easy puzzles that only take a minute to solve.